Hi there, welcome to Subpar Stitches. My name is Hillary and this is my Flosstube channel. So today's video will be covering August 7th through today, which is the 20th. I had a lot of plans these past couple of weeks and I still did manage to get quite a bit of crafting in, but I didn't really have many finishes or super significant progress on any one thing. I had gone to a baseball game with my dad. We always go to a Tigers game every summer. And then this past weekend, my little brother got married, so I was away for most of the weekend out of town. But I did try to make time, and I got really way hard back into knitting, which is a project that I'll show you later. It's really stupid. I love it. So I do have some fun stuff to show you, despite not having as much time these past couple weeks as I usually do. So I don't have any finishes. I have two finishes on a couple of sals, stitch alongs, but I never know if those are you count those as FOs or if those just stay in the whips, because I still have stuff to work on. So I'm just going to present them as whips. So the first one I have is the Evergreen Sal. This is by Sprouting Lupine, and I'm stitching this on a 32 count Swamp by Picture This Plus. It's a linen, and I'm stitching this in all the called for DMC. I worked on the new drop while I was out of town for my brother's wedding in the dingiest hotel ever. Pretty sure there was blood on the sheets. There was a melted ice cream sundae from Dairy Queen in our fridge, and the entire place smelled like cigarettes, despite it being a non-smoking hotel. But I persevered. I did bring a little light with me, so that helped, and I got the second drop done. So you can see right here, this is drop number 1. And then drop number 2 was these two smaller frames here. So you can see we've got a two-toned kind of guy going, and then a bunch of ladybug type beetles. And when I hold it back, you can kind of see the truer color of the fabric, but I'm obsessed with this. The next drop, I'm pretty sure, is going to be over on this side, but it's just a frame. So I'm kind of disappointed because I just want to stitch bugs. But that means that I get to probably stitch a pretty big bug in the next drop after that. So I am looking forward to that. So I will suffer through just stitching the frame, and then I will get to stitch hopefully a giant bug. So the next drop for this is next week. So by my next Flosstube, you will get to see, because I know I'm going to finish it by then, you'll get to see the next part, but it probably won't be as exciting as the other bugs. The next whip is my large whip, which I work on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays after work. And this is the Nostalgic Tarot by the Witchy Stitcher, and I'm stitching this on a 14 count Black Ada by DMC, and I'm using all the called for DMC, except I did swap. She uses 3865 for the white color. I just have a cone of Blanc, so I just use the cone because it just financially made more sense, because this one has a lot of white in it. But I did finish the card that I had been working on. Isn't she beautiful? It is the Empress. She's a little possum here, sitting on her throne. Look at her eyelashes, and then the little troll dolls. It's so cute. I really like this one. I don't have too much to say about it. It's just very cute. I will be starting the next card next week, and it will be the Emperor, and there are two versions of it. There's one where he has a lava lamp on either side of his shoulders, and then there's one where there's a lava lamp down below him, and that one's called the phallic version. I was trying to decide which one I was going to stitch, and I was like, oh, what if I put them both in a pattern keeper? And then I picked the one with the least amount of stitches, and then that'll make my life easier. But there's a 20 stitch difference. So I am just going to do the one where there's a lava lamp on either side of him, because it just looks more rounded out as the card. It fills up more of the space. So, or at least it appears to, it makes it look a little bit more filled out. So next Monday, I will be starting that. So you'll probably, by the next update, I might be a little bit of a ways into the card. Who knows? I need to go buy some more floss for it, because I'm out of a couple of the pinks at this point. And then we have my medium project, which is Squirrels of Sumatra by Ink Circles. I'm stitching this on a 32 count Golden Hour Even Weave by Hand Dyed by Rolanda, and I'm using Hand Dyed by Rolanda floss as well. I only worked on this one weekend because I was out of town for my brother's wedding, so I just didn't have the time to bring multiple projects with me. So I prioritized the evergreen sal. And so the weekend before, though, I did work on this, and I did close the entire border. So now we've got like a good view of like how big this is gonna truly be. The one problem that I had was when I was closing up the border on this side, down here, I was off by one single stitch, and I can't figure out where it was. I like spent like 20 minutes like checking the whole bottom, checking the side, and I just couldn't figure out where I'm off. And then I realized it doesn't matter, and I'm just gonna let it go because it's not gonna it's not gonna affect the internal design at all. It's just off by one stitch. And because all 4 of the borders are different, you would never know unless I told you. So I may have worked a little in here, but then I heavily prioritized getting the border done just because I wanted to make sure that I did the entire border with like the floss that I have so that it's consistent. But I am looking forward to getting back to this weekend. Got plenty of stitching time this weekend because my husband and I are going to do nothing. I think we're going to have some fun because his birthday is Friday. So usually when it's somebody's birthday, we tend to make a whole week of it. And so we'll probably eat some good food and just hang out and watch TV, and I will be stitching. Listen, I know I'm breezing through this, but it's because I may have already started filming this and then I forgot to hit record and I got halfway through it and then I forgot all the things I wanted to say because I already said them. And once I say something, it's out of my head. So I'm sorry if this one's really, really short. My next whip is my small, which is Harvest Season Cucumbers by Owl Forest Embroidery. And this is the one that I take to work with me and I work on when I have downtime and on my lunch. And I'm really, really close to a finish on this one. This one I'm stitching on 32 count Helix Even Weave by Picture This Plus with the Owl Forest threads. I had to import this one really weird. Like I had to import it one half into Pattern Keeper and then the other half in a separate file of Pattern Keeper. And I couldn't figure out like why it wasn't importing and like just merging it correctly. And it turns out I finally figured it out because I took a better look at the pattern. On page 2 of this pattern, the bottom like 1.5 stitch rows are just cut off for some reason on like the PDF, and I don't know. So then I was like kind of looking, here it is, by the way. Here's where I got to today. So like pretty much just some of this was cut off on this page. I haven't done anything that's been cut off on that page because I was kind of looking at, what is it, the model stitch on the pattern itself. And I was trying to figure out like, okay, I can kind of look at this. So I was like zooming in on that. And then some of the stitches aren't stitched on the model stitch that are on the pattern. And I was like, great, like I'm gonna have to kind of wing it. But then when I was messing around in Pattern Keeper today, even though those stitches are like blank on Pattern Keeper, when I highlight the correct stitch symbol, it highlights where they are in like the blank spot. So I don't know, maybe it's fine. But I finished all of this like lighter green, and then this darker green that the pickles are, I just have a little bit left because these are cucumbers because they're on the vine still. There's like a cucumber that's, I think, right here and then drops down, and then that will be pretty much all of that. And then like a couple like pickle pieces over here. And then I have like 977 stitches left. So I'll work on this tomorrow. And then on Monday, I will probably finish it. Oh, there's also a little bit of backstitch that's over here on the garlic and then in the pickle jar, which, by the way, the pickle jar is so fun. I love the like different colors of pickles there. This is making me hungry. I haven't eaten dinner yet. So yeah, that's the pickle whip, as Marjorie calls it. There's like a whole series of these. Maybe I'll go back and I'll pick up some of the other ones. I don't remember what the other vegetables are. I think they have like a tomato one. But I don't know. I gotta check. I love Owl Forest designs. Like they're like probably my favorite designer, or at least one of them. But oh my God, what did I do today? You know what? I had the most disastrous moment of my life. This has never happened before, but I was just cross stitching away, and then I get a call from IT, and so I'm like on the phone with IT, blah blah blah, stuff's going on, and then all of a sudden I look down and I was like, oh, there's like a black fuzzy right like here. And so I go and I like wipe it away, and it smears because it was mascara from, I don't know if I like touched my eye, which when I wear makeup, I'm pretty good about not touching my face, or if like some just kind of like fell off. And I had smeared mascara on this like very light colored fabric, which is hand dyed with hand dyed threads, so you can't really wash it. So I was like, and then I'm like on the phone, and I was like, okay, yeah, cool, I gotta go take care of some things. Goodbye. And then I got a damp paper towel, and I was like dabbing it, and like that wasn't pulling it away. And so I was just like, all right, we're all in. And I just started scrubbing it, and it came out. It like, I can't even see where it was, which thank God, bro, because thank God I wear not waterproof mascara. Because I would have been so mad that I'm like less than 1,000 stitches left, and I immediately messed it up. I was like, ooh, and it was so close to the design that like I would have had to frame it like right up against the pickle, or else it would have shown. So I'm relieved that everything's okay. And then the last whip I have is my Nature's Journey sal, which is also a sprouting lupine sal. This went on last year, and I just was late to the game because, I don't know, it just took me a while to get it started. But I'm doing it within each season. So I'm working on 36 count cold foam linen, right? No, this is even weave. Yeah, this is even weave. By Bestitch Me. And I'm using the called for DMC. I did get some pretty good progress, I think, since the last time you guys saw it. I did so much that I have like shaved off like a day and a half, or like, a day and a half's worth of stitching. I work on this once a week on Thursdays, so today I will be working on it again. But I finished the frog, and I've done a lot of these greens. I finished the little mushroom and flowers up there, and I've just been kind of like picking colors and completing them. But there was one day I did like over 800 stitches just on this. So I've got like 4 or 5 more weeks worth of stitching, and if I don't do as much tonight because I don't think I'll be able to get the full like 400 that I require for that to work, it's okay because I got so far ahead that I kind of like bought myself some time. So that works for me. But it's just got so many fun colors in it. I really like the fabric I chose. This is like one of my favorite neutral fabrics. I think I need to put some fray check over here though, because I don't know if it's going to survive if I don't. So I need to do something about that. But I'm excited to work on it tonight. And those are all of my cross-stitch whips, but I do have some knitting whips to show you guys if you're interested. So the first one is my Silly Goose socks that this pattern is by Stone Knits, and this is like my first time doing colorwork socks like to this degree. I did some that just the cuff was colorwork, but I'm still kind of like learning like tensioning with colorwork, so I don't know how great these are going to look, but I did force myself to sit down and get past the cuff that I had done on this, and here are the socks so far. It's just the one sock actually, but I've completed 2 full rounds of the geese here, and you need 3 for the leg, and then I will move into the actual like foot part. But just chugging along. Well, I was just chugging along until a new project. Ooh, I almost lost a stitch there. Hillary, you need to calm down. But I got distracted from these because I started a different project that you guys are just gonna be like, why? But I kind of got over the hump of like, I was concerned that I was not going to be able to like pull this off. And I was like, oh, this is actually way easier than I recalled. So I'm not too worried about getting back to those. But right now I have a priority project that is way more fun for me right now. I did finish the first set of Hexie Puffs for my Beekeeper's quilt. So I need 12 of these. So trust me, I have 12. There's just more over here. But these are just like kind of a easy take with me wherever I go kind of project. Keep this little bag in my purse, and it has everything I need to make Hexie Puffs. So I moved on to the next color, which I ended up grabbing for this really fun yellow. And how many have I finished? I finished 2 of the yellow ones, and I've got like half of a third one going. I knit these in the car on my way to my brother's wedding and back again. These are actually, now that I've got like the process down, it takes me like 30 to 45 minutes just to do one if I'm pretty focused. So now that I'm kind of like more comfortable with it, and I've like, because like the casting on process for me was like feeling kind of finicky. I think part of it too is like I trim my nails down so it makes it easier. But I will be continuing to make progress on this. So, but there's no like hard deadline with that one. It's not like I'm in a rush. It's just kind of like a little like quick to do with my hands thing if I have some like downtime when I'm out and about. So like, it's just kind of one of those where it'll get done when it's done, you know? Now the one that I'm so excited about, and like I have to like stop myself from like calling off of work and just working on this all day. This is The Garment by Robert Cole. I saw this on TikTok like a little over a week ago, I think, and I immediately favorited it on Ravelry, and I was like, oh, someday I'm gonna do that. That's so funny. It's just like his marketing for it has been amazing. And then the next day I saw it blowing up on Reddit, and then I was immediately online ordering yarn for this, and then ordering needles for it, because of course I didn't have the right needles for it. And I was just like, okay, like, guess we're doing this. And I asked my friends which color I should choose, and I like sent like a smattering of colors. And my friend Tara from Wilda Woman Crafts, she told me I should go with the green because it would look like I'm covered in moss. And so that is exactly what I did. And let me see. So this thing is huge, and I'm using like a 40-inch cable, and it's still like so bunched up. But here, oh, it's going to be hard to show because I don't want it to fall off. Here's how long it is so far. This is, wow, not doing a good job here. So this is like 1 skein's worth plus a couple extra rows from the next skein. I've already gone through 1 skein. You need 12. And the yarn, despite it being like polyester, it's surprisingly like quite soft, but it is very heavy already. I think I saw the guy who like created this said it's like 8 pounds when all said and done, but it's the Respun Thick and Quick by Lions brand, and it's 100% recycled polyester. So I was kind of like, oh, is that going to feel gross? Really soft. And I cannot wait to finish this and just like straight jacket myself in it in the winter and just lay on the floor like a giant stone covered in moss. But like, I'm afraid, I should probably not hold these like this. I'm afraid I'm going to snap the cable, but it is hefty already. It's really simple to knit, and it's really like enjoyable because it's just like, it is so basic that I don't really have to think. So like later in the evening when I'm just like, I can't think anymore, this is the perfect project to bang out a couple of rows on. So as far as my plans go, I'm going to keep on the current rotation. So like my large project will continue to be Nostalgic Tarot. My medium project will continue to be Scrolls of Sumatra. My small, I'm going to finish on Monday. And then the next small that I'm going to be working on is the Birdman Cometh, which is this one right here. And then here's where I am as of right now. I'm so excited to bust out that red fabric and get to work. I love a red fabric. There's something about a red fabric that just, I'm obsessed. And I think my birthday is going to be before my next update. So on my birthday or during that week, I plan on starting or mainly just working on probably my chatelaine finally. Because I've had it for 2 or 3 years. I kitted it up. I bought like the kit from European Cross Stitch, and I've been dying to start it. Just have not been emotionally ready for it, but I think it's going to be like my little birthday gift to myself is to start my chatelaine. So that's the plan, and then I'm going to use my birthday money to kit up my 13 spooky smalls for October. So hopefully that order comes in by the time I see it. Actually, no, it won't, because my birthday will be like the day before I have to film, I think. So we'll show those off when I can. And then, of course, working on the garment. Okay, the garment is going to be my entire personality for a while. I can just feel it. It's so funny because like a lot of people were either like obsessed with it or they were like mad that it was even trending. And I'm just like, have you no whimsy? Have you no sense of fun and enjoyment in life? Like, yeah, it's silly. Yeah, it's impractical. That's why it's amazing. Okay, so reading, watching, playing. Let's just try to rapid fire the books because there's a lot of books. So the first one I read was The Sorrow Stones by Felix Blackwell. I listened to this mid. I just felt like there was too much going on, too much information that didn't seem relevant. I guess I just kind of learned that like bullying is bad. That's it. Like that was like I guess the lesson. It wasn't. It's supposed to be like a horror book, but it wasn't like all that scary to me. And then I listened to Monstrillo by Gerardo Samano Cordova. And I thought this book was like objectively good. And I didn't like hate it, but I also wasn't gunning to like listen to more of it. I just wasn't like sucked in by it, but it has really good reviews. And I thought it was a very interesting, and like for me, it was like a unique take on grief and like the loss of like a loved one, specifically a child. But ultimately, like it was again like marketed to me as like somewhat of a horror book, and I just didn't feel that scary. Then I did Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy, and I will say it wasn't a bad book. It was very beautifully written. Cormac McCarthy has stunning prose, but I just preferred The Road and No Country for Old Men. Like if I was gonna pick a magnum opus for Cormac McCarthy, this would not have been it. Like that's just my opinion, which I guess is kind of controversial. It's a pretty like violent book, but it's written so beautifully that like for me it was just kind of like the violence just didn't really like, it wasn't so impactful. But I know that there are a lot of people who are like, oh my god, it's so gross and violent. I don't know. I felt like it was just like him describing a lot of beautiful scenery in like a very flowy, wonderful way, and then being like, and then we killed this guy. And then it's like, let's go back to the scenery, and then we ripped this guy's face off and scalped him. And it's just like back and forth between that, and it was just almost like that's effective for a little bit, but when it's all it is and the book is as long as it is, I was just kind of like, okay, let's get to the end. Then I did book 5 of the Dublin Murder Squad series. This was The Secret Place by Tana French. Again, didn't like it. I didn't like books 3, 4, or 5. It was like 95% just interrogations over and over, and it was just like a weird supernatural element that never felt like it really resolved itself. And the way that she wrote like these teenage girls, like I don't know if it's just because it's been like 16 years or something like that since I've been a teenager, but it just didn't feel, I guess it's only been 14 years. It's only been 14, 15? I don't know. I'm not doing the math. But it just felt like the way she wrote these teenagers was like, it was really annoying. Like, I just feel like teenagers are not this stupid and they're not this like vapid and whiny. I mean, like to an extent they are, but like not all the time. Like, come on. I don't know. I just felt like, I don't like when people write young people as like these dumb, annoying, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it just, I didn't like it. Then I went to my library and I got a physical book and I read it for like the first time in forever. It was The Au Pair by Teddy Wayne, and I ate this one up. Like, I would have finished it in a day, but I just got like interrupted a few times. So I finished this in like almost all in a day, and then the next morning before work, I was like, I gotta finish this book. It was very simple writing, so it was like easy to read quickly. The concept I've seen in true crime before where, well, I've seen it in true crime. Like, this is like something that's like legitimately happened, but like, so they have an au pair and the guy starts like cheating on his wife with her. Then the wife turns up dead and it's like, who killed her? Was it the au pair? Was it not her? We don't know. But it was nice to just like blast through a book and truly enjoy it the whole time. And it didn't hurt that it was like a new release. So I had a much shorter borrowing window. So I had to like get it back to my library pretty quickly anyways. So I was like, okay. And then I just recently finished The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by, is it Sangu Mandana? I chose this book because I was like, I want something that I wouldn't normally choose because maybe I'm just like picking all these things that I think I'm going to like, but maybe I just don't know what I'm going to like. And so I think I went on Goodreads, like recommended or like award winners or something like that. And I was just like, that one looks cute. I think I've heard people talk about this and they've liked it. So I listened to that. It was cute. I liked it enough. my sister said there's a sequel, but I'm not, like, I didn't like it so much that I was just like, yeah, I can't wait to read the sequel. So I probably won't read the sequel unless somebody tells me that it's amazing. But it was cute. It was fun. And it did have, there was a, like, towards the end, there was like a twist where I was like, oh, wait, this is getting a little dark. Okay, all right, I'm interested. So, like, it was pretty good, actually. Maybe I will read the sequel. Because I did start, like, at first I was just like, I don't know. And then by the end, I was just, like, enraptured in it. So actually, maybe I will look up that sequel. And then today, I did finish The Trespasser, which is also by Tana French. That is the 6th book in the Dublin Murder Squad series. And let me tell you, this one was great. I loved this one. I was, like, enraptured in it today. Like, I started it, I went for a walk this morning, and I started listening to it. Then I had, like, 10 hours left of the audiobook. They're long audiobooks. They're like 20-something hours. I started this morning, and then I ended up putting it on 1.25 speed because I was like, I need to know what happens next. And so I'm like listening to it on my drive to work, listened to it the entire day at work, through my lunch, and on the drive home I finished it. And I thought it was so good. There was like a lot of like corrupt police stuff. It was, I think my ranking, I liked book number 1 the best, then book number 6, then book number 2. Those are my top 3. And then 3, 4, and 5, I would say like 3 was good, and then 4 and 5 were just like take it or leave it. So I don't know. I haven't really been into series since I was a kid. Maybe it's just like hard to find the right one for you, but I don't know. I did like the 6th book. I thought the 6th one was good. But I haven't really been watching anything. I did finally convince my husband to watch Mouse Hunt with me. Love Nathan Lane. Love Mouse Hunt. It was a movie we were obsessed with as kids, but like I haven't really been watching any TV shows, just a lot of like crap YouTube that is just not interesting. And as far as playing goes, I jumped back into Stardew Valley, but the problem is I haven't played in so long. I basically have to relearn and remember what I was doing on my farm. And I was in the middle of winter when I like fell off playing the last time, which is the dullest season. So I'm just trying to get back into spring. And then my husband and I have been playing some Hello Kitty Island Adventure. It's just a really relaxing game. And it's so funny because his friends saw on Discord that like he was playing it a while ago. And they like tried making fun of him. And everyone started mocking him. Like one of his friends specifically was like making fun of him, giving him a hard time. And then everybody in the Discord started making fun of that guy because they're like, hey bro, why is your Steam library hidden? We know what that means. So then like nobody made fun of my husband again for playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure. But yeah, sorry if that felt fast, but literally I got halfway through filming this and then I wasn't actually filming. So hopefully I covered everything. But that is going to be it from me. I'm going to go work on something. Nature's Journey. I'm going to go work on Nature's Journey and eat some dinner and pick up a little bit. And then this weekend, I'm just free to stitch. And hopefully, I'm going to take my makeup off so that I don't get any more mascara on any more projects. Because let me tell you, when I was about to have a heart attack and like scream a little bit, oh my God, I can't believe that's never happened to me before. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye.